joy should be there in the sound. Almost heaven.
And that is what I was looking for. Do you feel that you have the joy in the pitch? Do you feel that you were whelming over with this feeling of just love and excitement and it's almost heaven? Did you feel that when that pitch was blowing?
No.
No. And that's where it happens. It doesn't happen on your breath. It doesn't, and it didn't happen on your breath either, by the way. But that's not what occurs. It happens as you're hearing the pitch. This is the story that gets set. Set your audience. What do you feel?
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River, life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountain, flowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. A miner's lady, stranger to blue waters, dark and glassy.
It is so clear that you don't remember these songs in your head as though they're fond friends. So when you get to this place, your faces go completely blank. Miner's Daughter, Blue Ridge, whatever they are. Have you guys heard these songs yet? Have you played them for the chorus yet? Has anybody brought them out and said, here's those songs? Or because that might be fun. That might be, or maybe put them on Groupanizer, a copy of Miner's Lady. What are the two songs?
Stranger to Blue Water.
Stranger to Blue Water and Miner's Lady, right? Those are two songs.
Are those songs?
No,
Oh, what are they?
That's in the song.
It's in the song. They're actually, it's sort of mythological stuff from the area.
You guys know that?
Yeah.
Okay, so if there is a story behind Miner's Lady.
There is. The story behind the Miner's Lady is that just about everybody who makes any money in the Appalachians makes it as a miner. But it's a dangerous job.
It's a catch-22, you may just die.
It's all underground mining.
So Miner's Lady is basically a widow.
Oh, okay.
Stranger to Blue Water.
And Stranger to Blue, what does that mean?
There is no
Never been married,
completely.
Oh, stranger to, you're a stranger to like us, like what we are, not strangers to the water, they are.
That's right.
Okay,
They don't
so-
have lakes there.
So then how do you feel when you're saying those things?
There's so many rivers like the Shenandoah River.
Well, that's not very blue. It's kind of wrong.
But you're describing your home state, which is West Virginia, the Miner's Lady, strangers to blue water, so it's not like the coast.
So it's almost like there's a tenderness to the Miner's Lady, because it would be like, oh, those women, and they're so strong yet.
Dark and dusty, right?
Yeah.
Painted on the skies, right? What do we have in recompense for living this life?
Right, yeah, so it's the opposite of the
gorgeous skies caused probably by cold concentration, right?
That's a beautiful trees, mountains.
Misty taste of moonshine.
Yeah.
Misty taste.
You can drink yourself into
Make your own moonshine.
Right, make your own moonshine, which is, yeah.
The moonshine, teardrop in my eye.
Right, is a teardrop from the moonshine.
If it's something wrong, it's
It's the
from your past, you haven't had it for a while, you're missing it.
Okay, so then can we run into this and you show me what you just told me with your voices when we get there, please? So what's right before that?
Good question. What is this called?
By the way, before that, the rest of it was really good. That's why we didn't stop.
Have you seen the Hunger Games?
Yes, you said that.
Well, Virginia is District 12.
Oh, yeah.
Virginia's what?
District 12, where the setting of the like it's got something, that heart to it, even though it shouldn't.
All my memories gather round her, a miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky.
Closer, but some of you are having this, you're experiencing the joy of this place, but I think this is the contrast. I think this is like, it's like, even though, as you're seeing this part, you're like, even though miner's lady, even though stranger to blue water, even though.
We haven't talked about our gottenness before, so,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, so I think you need to have a bit of, I'm not sure of the word for it, but it's like an irony or
It's kind of sadness, but it's kind of.
Okay.
it's
So
like
what
you're shaking
means-
your head, you're just kind of going, I
What
know,
means is like-
I know it's like nothing, but it is something to me. Yeah.
So what we need to do is we need to be a little bit more joyful and probably a little louder on West Virginia Mountain Mama Take Me Home Country Roads. And then it's a contrast to that, so we need to calm down.
The music doesn't call for it, it's syncopated rhythm.
I think that it's not going to be such a heaviness to it.
Now, it can't be heavy.
Yeah, I think that's why I think it's more of a head shake. It's like a miner's lady. It's like if you're having a conversation, you're going, I know, we live in a cardboard box. I know, it's also really dark and we don't have a roof. But I can't tell you, it's just really great, right? So it's like it's this, it's that. It's not like it's this, it's that, it's awful.
It's not a dark sadness.
No, there's no sadness to it. It's just like, it is what it is. I know that you don't get it, but I'm trying to get you to understand it kind of thing.
Growing up on a farm, dirt poor, been there, done that, yet it's home. I keep thinking about it, I want to come back to it. I have all the positive memories of it. Yeah, there were these things, I know they were there, but to get back there and
right, and so
to be
we
there,
want
so
that
it's-
first part where you're saying, yeah, I know, it has to have that sense of, I know this makes no sense. I know, I mean, I talk about my, living in Albion in the summers, in eastern Washington, and, I could tell lots of stories about how horrible some of the things were and how, like, every day I would come back with lacerations all over my legs, and how fun is that? And everybody'd be like, why is that fun? But the freedom of running through the fields for hours, that was fun. It took days for the swelling to go down, not so fun. And it's like, you would say that, and you'd just be like, I know, but I can't tell you why. So that's where I want you to go in that.
If you don't remember the pain of that, it's like a camp on my life, and as kids, mosquito bites.
Yeah.
Right? You're all so on
And you recognize that other people think that's not cool.
But
Yeah.
it's not, right? It itches, it hurts.
Yep.
But then, when I think back to camping, I don't think about mosquito bites.
Not yet.
I think of all the fun.
Well said. It's exactly that. And when people would be like, well, what about the mosquitoes? You'd be like, yeah, I know.
They're there.
I know. And you're not going to go, yeah, I know. So let's take that and let's see if we can run with that.
Who's going to pitch?
All my memories gather round her, a miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye, country road.
And it's the right amount, it's not perfect, it's just the right amount, it's just a touch of that, exactly whatever you do, press save. And then teardrop in my eye is the contrast, right? Teardrop in my eye is like, teardrop in my eye. That's where you're kind of going, I know, and I love it, right? So teardrop in my eye, and then, okay, so now run that with that contrast, that tear.
All my memories. One.
All my memories gather round her, a miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye, country road, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, mountain mama.
voice in the morning hours that calls me. What do you mean?
I hear the country calling you.
Yeah, the country.
What does that mean? Do you hear a voice up there, or what do you think?
Well,
Do you have a voice in your head? Yeah.
well, you hear,
Perhaps the call of the river, the call of the
But what does that
trees, the
mean?
breeze
What does that
coming through
mean?
the trees. Is remembering.
Memories, I mean, does it means in the morning hours, so I hear your voice in the morning hours. So you wake up, and at first you think, it's like a sunny day. At first you wake up and you think,
The birds.
oh my gosh, I'm gonna go out and run in the fields. No, I can't. That's not where I am. But for the first moment, you have this sense of, yes, it's that day, right? I hear her voice in the morning hour, it calls me. Radio reminds me, you got it set to a country station. You're not listening to rap, you're not listening to R&B, you're listening to country. And you're thinking, yes, this is home. I hear her voice in the morning hour, she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Then what?
Right.
So now I'm on it. I'm on my way.
Yeah, you drive home.
Driving home. Here we go. That's right. Because you know what? I couldn't handle it. It was so overpowering. That voice this morning was so strong, I finally just said, to hell with it. I'm calling in sick for the next week. Here we go. Packing it up. Here we go. Right? So you got to have that sense of, I hear it in there. Oh, it's just, I can't resist it. Here we go. From the same slice, please.
I hear the voice on the radio while I'm driving as that whole sequence begins. I'm already driving there, it's early morning, the sun's coming up,
Yeah,
I'm playing that damn radio, and I'm headed home.
That works too. Whichever one works best for you, totally is it. Yeah.
Is that the voice of the radio?
I hear her voice in the morning hour, she calls me, radio reminds me of...
Not quite there, but I will tell you something. We always left for Albion, where our country home is. We always left at 6 a.m., and so then we had to get up at 5 a.m. And so it was dark when we left, and the whole way there we have our special music, the Gatton Brothers, the Statler Brothers, they play all the way there. So that was our memories, and so in the morning hours, a lot of people, if you are going to a country home, you are leaving really early. You're oftentimes leaving in the wee hours of the morning. It's usually hours and hours and hours away. So let's go with that. I hear her voice in the morning, so it's almost like, you're in the car, you got up early, the wind is going through your hair, and you are down that highway. Okay, so let's go right there right away. I hear your voice.
I hear her voice in the morning hour, she calls me, radio reminds me of my home far away, and driving down that road again, a feeling that I should have known yesterday, country roads, take me home, take me to the place I belong, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country roads, take me home.
Okay, good, stop there. So here is the trick. The trick is that when you get animated like that, did you hear how you started to edge on press again? Did you hear that? It was right on the red line, so you didn't actually go all the way, so that's cool. But here's the problem. When you actually start to engage in the music, which you will do on contest stage, or in front of an audience, what do you lose? Your resonance, right? It's exactly, so what you have to learn how to do is, how do you animate exactly what you just did? How do you get that involved in the song without losing this? So you don't go into a smiley place like that. Because this is where you want to go. You want to go to, I hear your voice in the morning. It's great. Yeah, but you got to find a way to be, I hear your voice in the morning. It's almost like you got to use your bodies more to make up for losing the smile. Okay, and this is not something you're going to master instantly, but it's something you must if you're going to master resonance. Same place, please.
I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me.
so it's a huge improvement, and I know how hard it is, and this is gonna be, probably it's gonna take you all year to solve this, but if you can make this your primary goal is how do I perform and keep everything still free and relaxed and not redlining. It's hard, but that, did you feel how that wasn't quite there? You weren't quite locked into the story? Right, so that's the level, that's how you have to figure it out. Picture Masters in Harmony, or better yet, Westminster Chorus. Okay, they are engaged in the song, but do you see how they are always shoulders relaxed? If you did this, you could do this to them at any time. Versus old style, like 20, 30 years ago, pick a big name group that used to sing like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't gonna say it, but yes. And excellent group, mind you, don't get me wrong, they're amazing. But this is not gonna get you to that place, that mastery that Westminster can do, right? So even though this is engaged, it's always loose, and they can always do this. That's what we're heading for, okay? So this time, I want you to go ahead and I want you to emote it with your bodies, but I don't want you to sing. So you're going to go through the motions, no voice, you're still going to mouth the words. And we're going to blow the pitch just as though you're going to come in that space, but I want you to spell it with your bodies.
Where it is, keep it in your head.
You can use your hands and you should block this. Good, stop there. Okay, so what did you find inside that? Where did you find difficulty?
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
I find it tough to
Yeah.
nap without the music. Yeah.
We used to do this all the time in landscape. We used to, for shows and for contests, we do the whole song without anything. We do full choreo package, and we would always do it. Partly because it taught us how to, it takes away one of the distracting elements, right? So you actually see where we're starting to get tight, where we're starting to get out of character, things like that. I noticed that you guys bounced in and out. And so it was like this smile, and you'd be like, oh, and then you go kind of blank in the face, and then back to a smile, and then you kind of get this blended place. It was actually great, but it was fleeting. So what else did you guys notice inside that?
I find it a lot easier to do that than to sing it, because it frees me of the responsibility to be sure that I sing the right quality and the right notes. Sorry. And so I worry about that, because I'm afraid if I do that lots, then I'll get into the habit of doing everything else, but not actually making the sound.
Yeah.
So, and then when I reintroduce the sound again, then I'd be afraid that then that would become a distraction. And I
So
would-
David, why not, when you're mouthing the words, keep the space and do all your stuff?
Yeah, that's the
The
idea.
only thing that's not happening is the sound.
So you remember when we talked about the talent code? I think it was the talent code that has thin slicing, or not, sorry, not thin slicing, block. The idea of, I can't remember the report, but taking things down to the very basic level. So when we have,
Taking down.
yeah, so when we have something that's too challenging, so right now, this is one of the most challenging things we do as singers overall, period. This is huge. The ability to divorce a bit the facial smiling from energy. And so the way we want to accomplish that is to take off some of the layers and simplify it so we can master it in one element. So that's what we want to do. Right now, what you said is brilliant. The fact that you're noticing that, oh, this isn't quite matching up. I don't feel like I have necessarily resonance, and I'm wondering how that's going to work. Well, that means that we have, and you probably are a lot of you feeling the same way. This is the opportunity to master that without the voice, master the visual, iron that in until you get that to be unconscious and competent. Then add in one more layer, so add your voice. So you were going to say something.
I find if I'm not singing, but just mouthing the word, my breath control goes pooey. I run out of breath, breath's in the wrong place, I can't last it out with a phrase.
That's excellent, because doesn't that say something? So what is your default position? Like your default position is then that when you are under stress, you lose your breath. So what does that say about when we go on stage? anything. Right? This is why it's so brilliant, is because when we strip things down and suddenly those missing pieces that we haven't quite mastered yet are suddenly very visible. We can say, I thought I had that mastered, perhaps I don't quite have it mastered under stress.
But I can control my breathing much better when I'm singing than if I'm not.
So you've linked your breathing to singing, but you haven't linked it to, which is exactly our problem, right? We have it linked, we have all the proper positioning linked to singing, but we don't have it also linked to performing. And so the whole goal that we need to do now is to marry those two concepts. So performing and singing now go together, healthy singing. Not, we're either singing really healthy or we're really performing, which is what we see with scores often. We see a group that really works on showmanship, and then they're like, well, yeah, your showmanship was great, but gosh, your singing's really kind of tanked, so you better work on singing. Okay, we'll work on singing. You know, we work on singing, and in the meantime, showmanship slips, right? The whole key is when we can actually say both at the same time. That's A. That's the top level. Yeah. Anything else that you guys want to add to that? Okay, so let's see if we have, let's do one more run through with the voice and then we'll wrap up the song. Oh, sorry, Ezra, you have?
Sorry. Yeah, on the I hear pickup, I think it is everyone but the leads.
That's right, everyone but the leads, correct.
Okay. Yeah.
I hear. I don't know what you guys do, but I can sing it.
Okay, singing it through to the end. Your breath, take the end. All the emotion through your voice.
From the beginning?
No, it's you take the end out. Okay, everything you can put into it. 3.
I hear her voice in the morning hour, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down that road again, a feeling that I should have known yesterday. Country roads take me home. Take me to the place I belong.
Country roads take me home. The difference in that and country roads take me home to the place. You hear the difference in the sound? Okay, so we're looking for the second one, which is more resonant. Did it still seem like it was emoting?
Yeah.
Right, so we are looking to emote and sing open and free at the same time. That is your goal. Do you accept your goal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I want to hear out your other song before the evening session. Good job, you guys.